Hi everyone, Mrs. Bodden here. So today we are going to draw some geometric pumpkins. We're going to start out with a square pumpkin like Spookly, and then we are going to draw a triangle pumpkin. Then you will need to add a background, and I'll show you a little bit with that, and then you are to color on your own. When you are done, you're taking a picture and sending it to me. So today you need a blank piece of paper. It needs to be going the long direction. So it is wide this way, it is short this way. You're going to need your pencil, and you will need an eraser, at least for right now. You will need some stuff to color with, so you will need either color crayons, color pencils, or markers, but that will be after we do our drawing today. So go ahead and set your eraser to the side. We're not going to need it right yet. We're going to be drawing first off on our right side of our paper, so right over here. You're going to start by drawing me a square. So you do not want your square to touch the bottom, you do not want your square to touch the side. So go ahead and draw me a fairly decent sized square. Now the reason we don't want it to touch the side is because we're going to need to draw going in this direction. You don't want it to touch the bottom because it looks funny that way. So out of the top two lines and the bottom right corner, we are going to draw 3 diagonal lines. So there are my 3 diagonal lines. I'm now going to connect the top 2. Now remember, if you are feeling like you are being rushed as I am drawing, please stop the video, draw, and then start it again. You do not need to feel rushed while we're doing this. So you can always pause the video and draw and then come back and start it again. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to draw a vertical line straight down to my bottom. Now, as you can see, I got a little wild with my drawing lines, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this one. So now we have our square, but he doesn't look much like a pumpkin. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to draw those pumpkin bumps. So along this line, because it is my longest line, I should be able to get 5 bumps. 5 bumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got a little one. We're going to do the same 5 down here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks a little bit better on the bottom. Now we're going to go up this edge, and I should be able to get 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to come up here, and I should be able to get the same number here. So we're going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since I have 4 on the brain, we're going to go ahead and do this edge right here. We'll do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last edge right here. We should be able to do 5 because it should be about the same length as our first line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can go ahead and set your pencil down. We need our eraser now. So we are going to take and we are going to erase the lines that we drew our bumps on. So we're just going to erase those horizontal lines. Now if you're like me, I turn my paper, go for it. You don't have to keep your paper straight to erase. So I can erase all of my straight lines. And if you get overzealous with your eraser, which I kind of am right now, you can go back in when we are done and draw back in those bump lines. Because as you can see, I've erased some of mine. I get a little overzealous. I get a little excited when it comes to erasing some days. So I now need to go back in and fix some of those lines. So just go back in and fix your bump lines if you accidentally erase them like I did. Not a big deal. Just draw them back in. Draw them back in. Okay, almost done. Now, Spookly is a happy pumpkin. So the only thing I'm going to require with this one is that you have a smiley face on your pumpkin. Your eyes. You can choose to do your eyes however you would like. So for me, I'm going to draw circle eyes. Circle eyes. And I'm going to draw a circle on the inside so that Spookly's got eyeballs. I'm going to give him kind of an oval nose, and I'm going to make it kind of little. If you want to do a triangle nose, you could do that. You could do an upside down triangle. You can be as creative as you want. He just needs to have eyes and a nose. And then the last thing Spookly needs is Spookly needs a smile. He's a happy pumpkin. So, some sort of smile. The next thing we're going to draw on Spookly is going to be our stem. So our stem's going to come out of the top here. We're going to start with 2 vertical lines, straight up and down. You're going to draw me kind of a curve for the bottom of your stem, and then you can go ahead and kind of make it a little jagged on the top so it looks like it was cut off from the vine. The last part of drawing on Spookly that we're going to do, looks like I missed a couple of my bump lines that needed to be added back in. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make it look like he curves in where each of our bumps are. To do that, we're going to draw what is called a broken line. Now, a broken line means that it is not going to be a straight line or a solid line. It's going to be straight for us for this time, but I don't want you to draw me a solid line. I want you to draw a line that is broken up or divided up. Now, when you draw this line, it does not need to be the same each time you draw it. So you can have long parts, you can have short parts, you can have really long parts, you can have itty bitties that are almost dots. It is your choice. Make it interesting. We're going to do the same on Spookly's face, but I don't want you to get too carried away with it. I don't want you to bring them all the way down into his eyeballs. That's going to make Spookly look a little scary. So add a little bit of them, but don't get too carried away. Keep him short, keep him out of his face. Okay, next we are going to move on to the left-hand side. And this one we're going to draw that triangle pumpkin. So we're going to start with the bottom line. So draw me a straight line going across the bottom. Now again, it's up from the bottom of my paper. It's up at least a finger's width. That way we have room to draw those bumps along the bottom. I'm now going to draw the 2 sides so that it becomes a triangle. So it is now a triangle. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to take and we're going to draw an angled line out of the bottom corner and an angled line out of the top. So the bottom left corner, I'm going to draw an angled line, and the top, I'm going to draw an angled line. Now, to finish off this side of our pumpkin, we're just going to draw a straight angled line that comes down. Now, mine goes off my paper. You can see I even made a mark on my table. That's okay. If yours fits all on your paper, great. If it doesn't, you run off your paper, totally okay as well. So we're going to start next by drawing those bumps. So we're going to start on the bottom. Now I should be able to get about 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go up the side here. I should be able to get at least 4 there. 1, 2, 3.5. Top here, I'm going to start, and I should be able to get over 4 because I got 3 at the bottom. So probably close to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, with your triangle pumpkin, I'm going to give you a little bit of creative freedom once we get some lines erased. So we're going to erase this straight line, and this straight line. That is all the ones that our bumps are connected to. Now, if you're overzealous like me with your eraser and you erase your lines on accident, it's okay. Draw them back in. Remember, you can still be pausing my video if you are having trouble keeping up. That's okay. So, I'm now going to finish my bumps that I erased. If you're still erasing, that's totally okay. Feel free to pause the video as needed. Or if you need to rewatch this, rewatch it as many times as you need. That's the cool thing about the videos, is you can watch as many times as you need. Okay, so, like I said, you're going to get a little bit of creative freedom with your triangle pumpkin. He or she just needs to have a school-appropriate face. So if you want to draw triangle eyes, you want to draw circle eyes, you want to draw oval eyes, that's your choice. just needs to have a school appropriate face. So I'm going to draw some oval eyes. Make mine nice and skinny. And I'm going to give him kind of some crazy eyes. So we'll have one eye going up, one eye going down. Next, I'm going to give him a nose, or her nose. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to draw mine pointing down as a little triangle. And then this one, I want to give kind of a squiggly weird mouth. There it is. Next, we're going to add those same broken lines like we did on Spookly. We're going to go down the side first because that'll be our easy one to do. So draw me some broken lines connecting those bumps that we did. Now, when I get to the point of running out of paper, I'm just going to continue this one down until I run to the edge of my paper. Nothing too much to worry about when we run off our paper. It's okay. Lastly, we're going to draw that stem. Now, on mine, I'm going to need to erase part of my middle bump so that I can get my stem in there. So, I'm going to draw two straight lines going up. I'm going to draw the curved line for the bottom where it's coming out of our pumpkin, and then I'm going to draw the jagged line at the top. So, you now have two pumpkins drawn. You have Spookly or geometric square pumpkin, and you have a triangle pumpkin. To finish this project off, you need to create a background. Now, there's a couple of things I want you to pay attention to. When you do your background, you need to have your ground line, that line that divides the sky from the earth, needs to be back here. Because if you draw it way down here, it's going to look like your pumpkins are floating. If we draw that line up here, if you look down here, it's the back of your pumpkin's going to be floating in the air. So we want to make sure that our line is up here. That way it looks like your pumpkin and all of your pumpkins are sitting on the ground. Now, if you want to make this into a pumpkin patch, go for it. Draw me some extra pumpkins. You don't have to make them square or triangular. You can make them however you want. So if you want to just draw some more simple pumpkins in the background, go for it. Draw me some simple pumpkins in the background. If you want to make yours floating in outer space, you don't need this line. So I had a student yesterday ask if he could make his floating in outer space. Yes, by all means, do that. Have fun, be creative. Do you need a ground line if you're floating? No, you don't. Now, if you are on the moon, do you still need that line in there? Yes. Now, if you want to add a sun, go for it. If you want to draw at nighttime, you can go ahead and draw that cool crescent moon. And you can draw some clouds. Whatever you want to do for your background. If you want to make a little entrance to your pumpkin patch, back here or up here, go for it. Enter up there, your choice. Be creative, have fun, but also remember this is a school assignment, so you do need to be school appropriate. When you are done with your drawing, you're done with your pencil, you need to find color crayons, markers, or colored pencils, and you need to add color. Now, I love the color white when it's drawing time. When it is color time and project time, I want to see almost everything colored. Now, would it be okay to leave this part of Spookly's eyes white? Yeah, if you want, or you could color them yellow so it looks like he's glowing. You can use color crayons, as I said. So here's my little tub of color crayons because I have to hide them from my kids, otherwise my kids steal my color crayons. If you want to outline your pumpkins first with marker and then color them, go for it. It is up to you how you choose to color. The one thing I will say is if you are using marker, outline with black last. And if you are using color crayon, outline with black last. You will be much happier with your end result. When you are done, make sure you snap a picture and you stick it in your assignment and you get it turned in to me. Hope you have fun drawing Spookly and his friend, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.